Hi everybody, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We Share Abundance is a cloud nation, an emerging nation. Even though we've been around a little over 5 years, we're still a very young nation. And we have spent 5 years putting in solid foundations to be here for many generations to come. We're now expanding our economy. That'll benefit all our citizens, because all our citizens hold our currency because we give it to them free every month. And our currency is going to increase in value and liquidity. Anybody can become a citizen. There's no fee, no obligation. You just come along and register, and that's all there is to it. We're also a non-separatist organization. We don't separate people into groups based on what they look like, where they come from, what the gender is, or anything else. We simply see everybody as a human being, part of one big family of humanity, all linked together, all individually unique, all having something unique to offer our community, all of equal value to our community. We have a little affirmation, which we'll get to in a moment, that helps us with that ideology. It helps us get rid of any prejudices that we may have picked up along the way. We're not born with them, but we get involved in them through environment and different things, and it's nice to get rid of them and clear the air. So we'll have that affirmation after a very short prayer to help us find true happiness in life. True happiness is something that you wake up every morning feeling great, you go to bed every evening feeling great, and everything that happens throughout the day, you still have that feeling of calmness, security, happiness that pervades everything that you do. It doesn't mean that there won't be times when you are elated because of some short-term pleasure, or sad because some things happen that you have no control over. But underneath that all, you'll have this calmness, and it's something you can't buy. You can only acquire it through loving service to others. And the great thing about that is the more loving service you offer to the more people, the more you'll find that everything you want and need in life will be attracted to you. So it's a wonderful way of life, and it makes you happy, makes the people you're helping happy, and it gets you everything that you wanted anyway. So it's a really good way to live your life. So let me welcome you, whether you're watching this live or whether you are watching the recording. We record all these events because not everybody can make 7 p.m. London time every day or any day. So we've always recorded them. The recordings are available in YouTube and also in Facebook group We Share Abundance publicly. And the great advantage of being here live is you can pop things into the chat, let people know who you are, where you're from, say hi to your friends, and of course ask any questions that you may have, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. We might as well get started now. I know we've got a few people in, and we can introduce them personally once we've had our little prayer and affirmation. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love. And through that love, bless each member that they may find the joy of service, and through service attract true happiness and everything they want and need into their life. Amen. And our little affirmation: we are so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind, and soul of thy world. Excuse me, I seem to have a bit of a blockage. Okay, so let's see who we've got in. Now you can see we've got Lewis in from Portugal, Norman from Doncaster, England. Lewis is from Lisbon in Portugal. Peter from Canada, Toronto, I think, and Maya from southeast of England. Peter, yeah, Toronto, Canada. Peter says, what is the status of the recruiting tool? It's not available yet. We are still working on it. There are a couple of options for it, but when we lost everything, we lost completely the WordPress site, and the recruiting tool is a plugin on the WordPress site, so we lost that. We have the work that we've done with the different social media people, but we have to rebuild the plugin to link everything together. And so a lot of work was lost and needs to be completely redone. There is another option that's occurred, but I'll be following up on that, and I'll let you know if anything develops in that front. Okay, we've also got Ramachandra in from Watford in England, Buzina in from Slovenia, Sam from Abuja in Nigeria, Ed from Delft in Holland, another Buzina from Edinburgh in Scotland, and we got Derek in from Nigeria, Wado City. Okay. We are progressing with the with the Share Hope Powerline plan to get the advertising back, everything done on that. I had a word with Vishal, and he's trying to salvage what he can from the other site, but he reckons it'll be sometime next week before he's got it all sorted out and working. Now, once he has got it all sorted out and working, he'll be moving on to the best plan ever. He doesn't know yet, but he will be. And I don't think that should take too long. You can promote it now and pre-build for it, and that's a wise thing to do. But it won't be actually active and live for probably a couple of weeks at the earliest from now. Devyani has been working on the success blueprint, and there are changes being made there, and some of the things she's uploaded, and some of the things we need to check today. We also had a meeting with Fun Miracles. I think we finally got them to understand what we really want. Hopefully that they'll have it all sorted out by tomorrow, and then we'll let everybody have a go at breaking it, but ideally getting enough games played so that we can get people moving through the levels. And we got Deborah in from Southern Alabama, USA. when will the price of the Easy Team Builder go up? It'll go up when we launch the new plan. It'll all be part of the development for the new plan. So probably a couple of weeks. Yeah, you've got to get in at the old price. What payment should be made for Vibe if $25 was paid? It's up to you. To be in the matrix, you need 160 points. Now, it depends on whether you've referred people that also buy, because their purchases count towards those points. But if you want to know what I'm doing and what my wife is doing, we're buying the Legend package for $250 plus the IBO for another $10. So that'll be a total of $260. If you just want to get in the matrix, you won't earn as much money because you make less on the matrix things. And if you haven't got referrals that have bought, you would need to buy the $160 package plus the IBO fee $10. So it would be $170. It all depends on whether you've got downline that are buying packages as well. Ideally, you want that happening as well. But we don't know really what's going to happen until it all launches and we see the results of the matrix. It depends on where they position me in the matrix, because you people that have joined under me will fall into my matrix within the main company matrix, and that will affect how much spillover we get, if any. If I'm placed fairly high in the matrix, then we stand a chance of getting a good bit of spillover. But if I'm placed lower down in the matrix, then it'll push our people down below, and there won't be a lot of chance of spillover initially. Now, Megan is very good at building out a matrix, filling out a matrix. She works extremely hard. She's very skilled in that particular method of doing it, and she reckons that within 90 days she'll have the matrix filled. So you want to get it in and lock in your position as high as you can, and that is where you are going to be placed initially. Now, if you don't buy a package or you don't have sales that get you to that 160 points minimum, and I would recommend 250 points at least is where you want to be aiming, then I'm not quite sure whether you're going to retain your position in the matrix, and when you come back in, you might be lower down. It's all a little bit vague at the moment, but when the purchases are available, we'll be able to look at it a bit more. I don't think there's any indication of where we are in the matrix at this moment in time. I looked this morning and there didn't seem to be anything there. I think any commissions that you've earned from people that did join for that $25 package, the charter membership, I think the commissions for those are still locked, but they are intending to get them unlocked today, but they're working on US time, which is at least 5 hours later than our time. And if they're on mountain time or central or something, excuse me, then it's more than 5 hours, obviously. Okay, so There you go. Peter said, I meant if I'm in Success Blueprint Plan. Success Blueprint Plan is simply a feeder plan for our plans and for Vibe as well. If you have filled your matrix and you have 3 personal referrals in the Success Blueprint, then you will have been paid $260 and can get that Legend package with no out-of-pocket expense. But the fact that you are in Success Blueprint doesn't affect Vibe, and I mean, we are separate entities, even though we are using them as independent business owners to get into their pay plan. So the decision is yours. I mean, if you've filled your matrix in the Success Blueprint, then you've got $260 by the top package. If you haven't, then whatever I said before is up to you. Okay. We've got Yakubu in from Nigeria, Nankiep in from Nigeria, and JD in from South Africa. Marichi here from South Africa. Hello there. Nice to have you with us. We've got Richard in from Devon as well. I see he's popped in while I've been talking. Devon in England. So that is where we are with things. Everything is still work in progress. We will always have some work in progress, but we do have some things that are finished, you know. Poverty Crusher plan has been finished and operational for a long time, and 777 plan is there, but it will be operating slower now because I think we've pretty much run out of pool members to put in there. So it's up to you guys if you want to move fast and keep the momentum going in the 777 plan. You need to be in touch constantly with everybody in your pay line and getting them to get in touch with everybody in their pay line to refer people and put them into those boxes. They've got to be KYC verified. Other than that, there's no costs or anything for anybody. Get them into those boxes because that's what drives the plan. Okay. You'll see that we've been going really slowly for the past week or so because we've pretty much used up the pool of people that we had that we could put in. So there we go. We've got Peter in as well. I think that is probably Peter from the Cameroon. I'm not absolutely certain because I can only see his first name, but it's usually Peter from the Cameroon. We do have several Peters that are members, of course, but Peter is a pretty regular attendee at the live events, Peter from the Cameroon. Okay. Please explain in which boxes we're supposed to add our referrals. When you get an assisted entry, you get an email telling you, and it will appear in your 777 plan dashboard somewhere there. You will have a box there. It may be that you've personally had them filled by the system. If you don't know where they are, you should do, because it's something you should always be looking at. I think perhaps we should do I should do a little video showing that, because it is going to be increasingly important now that we've put in pretty much all our members. Okay. But you get an email, you log in, you check it, and you go to your dashboard and you go through the tabs, and there's a box there saying assisted entry, and you need to put them in there. Okay, let me give you some numbers. We'll see if we get any more questions coming in. If I can get my glasses unlocked. There we go. 777 plan, an increase of 5 in the last 24 hours to 44,931. I don't know whether those are allocated by the system or whether people have put them in, because there will always be odd ones coming up through the system, but nothing like the quantity we need to fill all the boxes. I mean, we have a minimum of 30 people that get assisted entries every day, and that is an absolute minimum. It can be hundreds and sometimes even thousands of people that get assisted entries, and so to actually have an increase of 5 means that there are at least another 25 boxes that haven't been filled. Our registered member count went up by 18 to 52,208, and our active member count went up by the same number to 3,094. We have an increase of 3 in the ShareHope Powerline Plan Pro members. They went up to 795. There's an increase of 4 in the Easy Team Builder to 1,014. And the Success Blueprint, 6 people dropped out. We're down to 70 people in the Success Blueprint. The Success Blueprint will grow through the new plan, I forgot what we call it now, best plan ever or something like that. Because we'll be getting people that come in at no cost, and they'll be generating income through making referrals, and then they'll be automatically placed in that Success Blueprint, and their referrals will follow the same path through. So it's pretty much it's not done for you because you've got to refer people, but how hard is it to refer somebody when it costs them nothing and they get $5 into the plan plus $2 into their US dollar wallet and everything else that we offer to people. They don't have to put their hand in their pocket, and all they've got to do is refer a few people, and they'll be on the path to literally riches. And that will be explained because it's very quick. I mean, most people will have 8 referrals as a minimum when they get into the Success Blueprint. And when you've got 8 people getting 8 people, and as I say, that is a minimum for most people. It's possible to get less, but the normal situation is going to be at least 8. When you've got 8 people getting 8 people, getting 8 people, getting 8 people, you max out a 3x10 matrix in about 5 steps. And how long should it take to get 8 people that don't have to pay anything and get into a plan that is going to pay them thousands of dollars a month? You should be able to get 8 people in an hour, let alone a day or a week. Some people will put it off. Some people say, "Oh, I can't. I'm not very good at it." Listen, nobody's good at anything until they do it. If you want to be good at something, you've got to be prepared to be bad at it first, and you've just got to put in the work. You know, it reminds me of a story. There was a story about a concert pianist that was playing at an event, and afterwards the people were coming up to the pianist and talking to him. And one of the ladies said, I'd do anything to be able to play like you. And he simply said, no, you wouldn't. Because he knows what it takes to be a concert pianist, the hours of practice, the dedication, the devotion. And if you don't put in that same dedication, then you're never going to be a concert pianist. And now many of you don't want to be a concert pianist, but maybe you do want to retire in the next 2 to 3 months on an income that is putting you in the top 5% worldwide. And so that is where you should be putting in your effort now. And you don't need an awful lot of effort to refer people. Totally free. Don't have to pay anything. Get funded into the business, and 8 people following them into Vibe, ignoring all the other plans, is $320. They've got a $20 loan to repay. There's still $300 in profit purely from the referral commissions that you get. They've got another $40 coming in from the matrix from those 8 people. And those 8 people bringing in 8 people, 64 people coming in following that. It's mind-blowing. 64 people. They're going to get $20 from those 64 people. That's over $1,000 in referral commission. Plus those people all getting into the matrix underneath them. Plus matching bonuses on their matrix income. It is absolutely colossal. And what do you need to do? Find 8 people who are happy to join something that is totally free. Share it with a few more people till they've got 8 people. And that's it. That's all you need to do. Now, there will be options for you when we do launch in a couple of weeks' time, because some of you are already in things and you don't want to be in a position where you, for $5 coming in, you are going to be repaying $20. You'll still be able to use the system in exactly the same way, but you won't get the $5, and you can opt out of that. And that means that you won't have anything to repay. You'll be able to use the system in exactly the same way, but you won't need that $5 because a lot of you are already in that success blueprint. So it'll just help you build a following, a downline, pre-build your business basically through that Best Plan Ever program. Okay, got Sam in. Please, is there any information concerning Multiply Visa? Multiply Visa is dead, Sam. That has been made very clear on many occasions, and that is the information. There is nothing we can do about it. Everything was lost. We can't rebuild it. We could rebuild the platform, but we can't say, okay, you had this much and you had that much and put it all back, because we don't know. There is no way of finding out. It's dead, okay? We will still be working on the Visa tokens and doing something with those in the future, but Multiply Visa doesn't exist, okay? Right, I've given you the numbers. We've had a chat about what's going on. It is very exciting what's going on, actually. I mean, I don't think you really understand at this moment in time the power of what is being put together there, and the way that we're doing it is going to make it sustainable, and that is the beauty of this. It's and it's also going to offer passive income opportunity to people. You know, when everybody that joins will agree to the terms and accept their $5 gift or not. It's up to them. Okay, there are two paths they can take. They can take a paid route, or they can take the paid for them route. We pay it forward for them, if you like, and they repay the loan out of their commissions. Now, if they accept that $5, then that means that there is the potential. Every time somebody accepts the $5, there is potential for somebody to put a $10 loan in and get a return of $20 on that $10 loan. It shouldn't, in theory, take very long for that to pay out. It should be quite quick. In practice, we don't know, because we don't know how long it's going to take, but that's what's going to happen, and there will be an option there for you to make a loan up to the amount that is available. So if we get 100 people in, that means that there's 100 $10 positions that can be bought or loaned, or however you want to take the explanation. They'll be linked to the people. So some people will move very quickly, some people will move slower, and it'll be a bit of the luck of the draw. But I don't think anybody should take too long to get into Vibe, and it's not Vibe that we're going to be taking the $20 back from, because we don't have access to that. But they'll also be going into the shareholder plan, they'll be going into the 777 plan, they'll be going into the Poverty Crusher plan, and so we have access to those commissions, and those commissions will not be able to be withdrawn until the lender has his money back plus his profit. So until the lender has $20 for his $10, they can't withdraw their commissions. And I don't think it should take very long, but we'll have to wait and see. But it will be, I think, a really good passive income opportunity for people. Okay, I can't see any more questions in here, so let's do a screen share. Let me make sure I've got, yes, I have random.org set up. We'll go there and we'll find somebody to give a random withdrawal to. Okay, those are your numbers. They run from number 2 to 2422. And when I click the generate button, random.org will kindly select somebody from there. So here we go. And it's number 203. I'm going to put that in the spreadsheet. 203. And then we can do another screen share of the spreadsheet. And that should be up there now, I think. Oh, it's not come up on my screen yet. Come on. Yep, it's there now. So here's the spreadsheet. 203 was the member, so we'll go down to 203. 203. And that is going to be a $150 payment because the guy is in everything. The guy or the gal, I'm not quite sure what, but so there we are, we've got it copied. And it's Dare to Choose is the member. Sure Profit is the sponsor. They're in everything, so $150 going out as a random withdrawal to Dare to Choose, and Sure Profit if he's in there. I think I'm almost sure Sure Profit is active in here, so I think they're both going to get $150. I did pay the other ones last night, so we're up to date with it. We've just got these to pay. I'll click on Save, and there we go. Congratulations to the random withdrawal beneficiaries. How do I get back here? Okay, right. So I think that covers it for today, folks. We're all done. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being We Share Abundance. Without you, we don't exist. I think we're going to grow very quickly in where are we? We're just entering the second quarter, aren't we? I think you're going to see massive explosive growth in our next 2 quarters. By the end of the year, I think we'll have an awful lot of members in We Share Abundance making a lot of money. Okay? And you are positioned in the right place. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. And I'll be here tomorrow, same time, same place, 7 p.m. London time, in our link, streaming on YouTube, streaming on Facebook, in the Facebook group We Share Abundance publicly. And until then, get out there, share your link, and give somebody a reason to click it. God bless.